Cover me in vanilla all day, every day, because I just can't get enough. It is my favorite note. It is the best one. And just because it's getting warmer out doesn't mean we forget all the vanillas that we love to wear. So I'm about to share some of my favorite spring vanillas with you because they're magical, they're lovely, they're light, they're airy, they're not as thick or sweet, but they're still fire. And you need to know about it if you love vanillas as much as I do, or even half as much as I do, because I love vanillas a lot. Just a little bit too much. So let's get into it.
But you know how it goes. One leave and the next one come on, keep no host. Give them the huff and I let them.
Hi, I'm Jeanique and I'm just a little bit vanilla obsessed. Just check my channel. I've done multiple vanilla videos and I'm never going to stop because I love them so much. They love me, they smell great on me and just about everybody else. And I want to share some of my favorite spring, summertime vanillas with you because you don't need to give them up. You just need to switch up the ones that you are wearing. So I have 3 categories in this video because there are always 3 categories in my videos. We're going to start off with the fresh out the shower vanillas. Fresher, lighter, airier. We're going to get into the fresh fruit and flowers vanillas because vanillas come in all different kinds and they mix well with so many things. We're going to finish off with the fresh baked vanillas because those are a lot of fun. They're sweet, they're yummy, they smell like a bakery. What is not to love? We're about to get into all of that. Now, if you like this kind of video, you would love a perfumey conversation, you think I'm adorable, even if you don't, I hope you subscribe and keep coming back because I have gems. I have gems to drop on you. This is just the start of them, baby. So let's get into it.
Hold me, 'cause maybe you'll just might waste my time. Might get me right.
Let's start with the fresh out the shower vanilla. Some of my favorite, your skin but better, your skin but sweeter, light, fresh, airy, not trying too hard, fresh out the shower going to bed, fresh out the shower going to the grocery store, fresh out the shower running errands. These are the kind of vanillas that are going to really blossom and bloom in the summer weather, in the springtime. Just really pretty, effortless, and I can't get enough of them. And one of my absolute favorites in this category has to be Trussardi's Donna. Now, this is a beautiful mix, citrus, florals, vanilla. But over top of everything else, the one that is really ruling the roost in this fragrance is the beautiful light airy vanilla. Now, this is a pretty affordable vanilla fragrance. You can usually find it on discount websites, maybe even Amazon. If I can find it anywhere, I will link it in the description as per usual. But this just smells really fresh, a little bit soapy, light. This is a beautiful mix of citrus. We got yuzu in here, one of my favorite citrus notes, a little bit sourness to that. There are some white florals like jasmine and lily of the valley in here, and those white florals sometimes read soapy and spa-like. That is the version in here, not the green version. There is also a really light, airy vanilla, not too sweet, really understated, really giving skin scent vibes, really pretty. Now, what makes it just a little bit more interesting, there's a little bit of sandalwood in here and a little bit of cedar, a little bit of depth, darkness, still reading very feminine, just with a little bit of vanilla attitude. I cannot get enough of this one. I love wearing this in the summer. I just feel like I'm not trying too hard to smell good. People are like, what are you wearing? If you're wearing anything, it could be your shampoo, it could be your lotion, it could be Trussardi's Donna. Yeah. The next one I want to talk about is a dupe that I've been wearing down, really loving, really enjoying. It was featured in one of my very first videos on this channel in a haul. Yeah, I don't think it's been featured since. We're going to talk about it. And is Okcha's Kalan. Now, this is a dupe of MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold, a very sort of stripped back, sort of corporate kind of vanilla. It's vanilla with woods, a little bit of amber. There's some other things, some other spices and so on, but it's just this very clean, not too sweet vanilla that just smells really airy and understated, very unisex fragrance, not reading too sweet, not reading too, you know, thick and heavy and overwhelming. They say there's gourmand vanilla in here and there isn't. It's a very light, perfumey vanilla. It's a very similar vanilla that you find in something like Baccarat Rouge. This sort of aromatic vanilla that sort of encases you and makes it feel very airy and light. But this one just isn't very sweet. The woodiness grounds the fragrance, makes it feel a little bit darker. You wear this, you just feel real sophisticated. Fantastic work fragrance. It just blends into you without making any sort of screaming bold statements. Lovely one. If you're looking for a gentle fluidity gold dupe, I really like Kayali. We're going to finish off with two travel size fragrances that I have here that are very similar, so I could not pick one. I almost went with a vanilla fragrance that is giving vanilla lotion kind of energy, but we don't need to make the video too bloated. We're going to talk about these two instead. Very airy and very aromatic in the kind of vibes they're giving. Slightly different from one another, so let me go through and let you know what they're giving. Now, I featured these both in my Sephora perfume haul I just bought 20 fragrances video where I reviewed them, and I will talk about both of these two. They're giving something really lovely, and the first one is Burberry Goddess. Y'all have heard about this one. No, I don't buy into the overhype of what this is giving. I think it is nice enough to have a bottle of or a travel size of. I think it is a nice, a clean smelling vanilla where the vanilla is slightly sweeter, but when you pair it with that lavender that tends to be kind of soapy and airy, what you get is a fresher take on vanilla. It is lovely. Right out the gate, right out the shower, you're getting something that is very pretty. It has good longevity, even for a vanilla lavender combination. And the dry down of this isn't too sticky, but it is sweet. It just makes you smell really beautiful, and I really enjoy. You feel like a goddess. Maybe not like a super regal one because it doesn't feel very opulent. It feels very stripped back, but maybe that's what you're looking for. I know I really, really enjoy this one. I am getting a full size bottle. I just haven't gotten it yet. I like it enough that I think it is worth that. Now, this is Commodity Gold. One of my favorite Commodity Gold fragrances. One of my biggest complaints when I first picked this up back in the last Sephora sale, so maybe November, was that it wasn't giving me 30 minutes good. Now at this point, after a little bit of maceration, I'm getting about 4 hours out of it. I'm satisfied with that. It will take me through brunch, which is all I was asking for. Now, while these are very similar, the vanilla in this is not quite as sweet as this one, and this one has juniper instead of lavender, so not quite as soapy, with a little bit of like tea-like greenness. A little bit of earthiness is in this one. So if you like a not too sweet vanilla with a little bit of earthiness, by the way, I have a guy friend who wears this fragrance, Gold Expressive. He also wears Gold Bold, and let me tell you something about this fragrance. On a very hunky man, you're like, stop it. Why are you so sexy smelling? Why does this smell better on you than it does on me? I feel like on me it's nice, but on you it's mesmerizing. So I think we should make this official, and you should go ahead and subscribe. You should subscribe to me. I can keep making content for you, and YouTube will know that we're in this together and remind you every time I post a video. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss the gems I am dropping. So go ahead, subscribe. And you know what? I'll see you in the next one. But before then, let's continue with the video. So I have 3 fragrances here for the fresh fruit and floral vanillas. This is maybe my favorite category of the bunch because these feel like the most versatile to me. Wear it to work, wear it on a date night, wear it to bed, wear it to run errands, wear it to lay up on a couch at your house. It doesn't matter. These are the kinds of vanillas that I think really super sophisticated, and is vanilla playing really well with other notes. So I'm going to start off with arguably my favorite one of the bunch, and it has to be Mon Guerlain Intense. I am obsessed with this fragrance. As you see, I wear it down. I love this one. I wear it to work, I wear it out with friends, I wear it to brunch on a Sunday. I just love how this fragrance makes me feel, and I want to talk you through why this one is so very, very lovely. Now, this is the Intense version. The Intense version is more vanillic. The original is more floral, but it doesn't mean this doesn't have some of those beautiful floral elements that makes the original so iconic. We have some bergamot in here, just some fresher citrus notes to make this feel really light. There's some lavender in here that is not playing with us. We need to like lavender to like this fragrance, whereas in the Burberry Goddess, it's a little bit of a cleaner lavender. It smells fresh without smelling too soapy. The soapiness is in here, but I feel like it plays really well with those floral notes and just really balances them out. The main note I love in this floral wise is that iris. It just lightens the fragrance, makes it feel just a little bit powdery. There's a really beautiful rose that comes through, but it doesn't overpower anything. There are some white floral in here. There are some grounding notes like some woodiness, some patchouli. It's a very complex fragrance that just smells incredibly, incredibly sophisticated. This is the kind of fragrance I would gift to my mom. I've literally done that. And I'd also gift it to my sister, right? Like, this is an ageless fragrance that just smells good on everybody, smells appropriate for everybody. Love this one. So if you're looking for a kind of sophisticated vanilla that brings in a whole bunch of florals, it's Mon Guerlain Intense, baby. It is so, so, so good. Yes, very similar vibe, but slightly different is C. I was wearing this yesterday, y'all. I smelled so good. I went out, I was meeting some people that I did not know, and I needed to smell like casual but also sophisticated, and it was the daytime. I felt like C was the one to do it, because it is lovely. It's a mixture of white florals like freesia. There is some cassis, so a little bit of greenness in here. There is a very fresh light vanilla in this. Now, I would say of all of the C fragrances, I've made a whole short comparing all of the C fragrances because I have all of them. Love this. This is the most vanillic of the bunch. No, this isn't quite as sweet and yummy smelling as Mon Guerlain Intense. It's a much lighter vanilla in here, but the sweetness does come through. It's not quite as fresh as something like Sardi. Really, really pretty. You gotta love white florals though. You gotta love a more earthy smell, but all together, coming together, this is a beautiful everyday fragrance where you smell fire without trying too hard. You just smell like I'm not even trying to impress anybody with my fragrance. I just smell good because I have great taste. That is what this is giving. Love me some C. Love all of the C. Love C Passion. Love all of them. But this is arguably my favorite of the bunch. It changes from day to day. Love this one. If you're looking for something not quite as heavy as Mon Guerlain Intense, but you want to get that vanilla and some white floral action together, hugged up, booed up. They're doing really loving things in this fragrance, and I love this one. Now we're going to finish off with an obvious, because I could not make a spring summer vanilla video without talking about Vanilla 20A. Yeah, do you see how it's matured and gotten dark and pretty? I love her. I love her. I always will. I'll always have this one. Now, I know she gets clowned for not having the greatest longevity. I just bring her around with me and keep topping up. That is what I do personally, because it is motherfucking lovely. I love this one. Now, this is a mixture of orchid, a little bit of jasmine, a bunch of gourmand notes like tonka bean, brown sugar, with a slightly denser, what smells like a bourbony vanilla. It's a little bit boozy. You might choke on it when you first spray it, but you can live through that part and get to the bit where it's light, it's lovely, it's on your skin. It could also have fit in the fresh out the shower vanilla. It really could have. It can fit in all the categories, because I could have also put it in the fresh baked. It just works. A super versatile vanilla. There's going to be my favorite vanilla for the season at the end of the video. This was in contention just because it is so incredibly versatile. It works in the daytime. It works really well at night because of that little bit of booziness. Really classic vanilla fragrance that gives a little bit of an extra something without just being sort of basic and boring. It is a really pretty one, and I've never met somebody in my life personally, I know on the internet's a different story, but I don't know about anybody personally who has smelled this who didn't like it, because it is just a very likable fragrance. Now, this category, fresh baked vanillas, was a little bit harder because most of the fresh baked yummy thick vanillas aren't super great for the summer because they can be a little bit suffocating. So finding you some gourmand vanillas that are a little bit lighter, it's a little bit harder to do. But I found three here that I very much enjoy, and I wanted to share with you because they're giving sweet, yummy vanillas without being texturally too heavy. I'm going to start off with the simplest and easiest of the bunch, and it is Vanille from Solen. No, what's in this? Vanilla. It's Vanille from Solen. A very crisp, light, dessert smelling vanilla, almost vanilla, like the vanilla you'd find in ice cream almost, without the thick or creaminess of the actual ice cream. Very sweet, very thin, almost sugary in what it is giving. Great for bed, great for going to sleep. This is a lovely one, very relaxing, very comforting, very simple. Now, this is not a long-lasting fragrance, but it is super inexpensive. You can usually find it for under $20, sometimes as little as 10 when it's on sale, and I usually just pick up more and more as I run through them very, very quickly. As you can see, this one is halfway done because I really do enjoy wearing this one. Now let's get into a slightly more complex vanilla than solid notes vanille, and that is Laura Mercier's Vanille. Now there are there are more than two vanilla fragrances by Laura Mercier, but there is Gourmand Vanille and then there is straight Vanille Eau de Parfum. Now this one isn't as thick or heavy as the Gourmand version. This is a lighter take on vanilla, but very sweet, very yummy. It isn't too heavy, too warm. It's crisp, it is light, it is sweet, it smells a little bit fresh. It is incredibly pretty. Very simple, but very, very, very lovely. Now, what is in this fragrance? The main notes that really stand out is this very crisp green apple right at the opening. It does not last very long. There's a touch of spice, just a little bit of spice in here. You get that. There's a little bit of rose in this. At the very back, as it begins to dry down, you get a little bit of ambergris, making this a slightly more complex vanilla, even though it's very stripped back and clean smelling and crisply sweet, like solid notes. But a little bit more is happening. But it is great because of that apple, because of that rose. For summertime, you're getting all that vanilla sweetness. It is lovely, getting a little bit of spice in there, making us feel a little bit like a baked good without making it feel too heavy. Love this one. It is beautiful. I wear Amber Vanille a little bit more than I wear this one. That's a little bit thicker, heavier, rounder, but that one was for winter. We're heading into Vanille season and I'm excited about it. Now let's get into my favorite of the three, potentially, probably, and it is from Ardal Zaafaran, and it is Shams Al Amrat. No, the first time I smelled this, when I did my unboxing, I thought, it's alright. Like, I'm not like losing my mind. And the more that I wear this, boom, 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 the more that I enjoy this fragrance, because really what it is giving is vanilla and whipped sugar. That heliotrope in here, instead of turning the sweetness in this fragrance to powdered sugar, it almost smells like, not quite marshmallow, more like cotton candy meets vanilla. It is a lovely, airy, light, fun time type of fragrance. And I don't know why I didn't give it like a bright pink like label, but this is a very pretty fragrance that has some push to it because the heliotrope is in there, adding a little bit of longevity to this fragrance. The vanilla is sweet, it is bright, it is airy, it's a lot of fun. Really enjoy this fragrance. Super affordable. Ardal Zaafaran is giving everything that needs to be gave with this one. The moment I did a full day wear, I came back with a review and I was like, y'all, it is cotton candy, it is vanilla, it is lovely, it is really beautiful. So if you're looking for a cotton candy adjacent fragrance and you're looking for something super affordable, Ardal Zaafaran is where it's at. I don't know how easy this is to still find on the internet. Again, I'll check Amazon, I'll check discount websites to see if it's still available out here, because when I bought it, it tended to go pretty quickly. But I really love this one, and I have been very impressed with Ardal Zaafaran fragrances. Generally, they have two new ones, things called like the Proposal and the Wedding. I'm gonna try those because they sound real serious and I don't know what to think, so I'll need to find out. In the meantime, it's springtime and I will be wearing this one. Just got one more, which is my overall favorite. If you know me, you know what this fragrance is going to be. One of my favorite vanillas of all time, and I stay wearing it down and talking to y'all about it because it's just about perfect. Let's get into it. Y'all knew. If you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know this is one of my favorite vanillas, hands down, especially as things begin to warm up just a little bit, especially in spring. And here's why. This is a beautiful vanilla fragrance that feels just a little bit sticky. Not overly so, not overly heavy, but there is a tackiness to this fragrance coming from benzoin that gives it a little bit of depth and just a little bit of heft to it. But it also has a little bit of pink pepper and a little bit of African orange flower, making everything feel just a little bit lighter. Now, this fragrance is from the early 2000s. And it has been giving us beautiful things ever since then. And I would say, if you like a slight bit of powderiness, a slight bit of stickiness, almost giving honey and not quite vanilla, like that is the sort of textural experience you are getting from this fragrance. And when it's mixed with a little bit of pepper, it feels really lively. It feels like, it just feels very party-esque. It feels like a party in the early 2000s, and maybe that's what I associate it with. But I absolutely love this one, and this is one of those vanillas I never get tired of. I'll be wearing it for I don't know how long, 10, 15, 20, 50 years. I don't know. I'll never stop wearing this one because it has done me good, done me right in giving me this beautiful blend of a gourmand smelling vanilla and a perfumey vanilla that works regardless. It smells great in the daytime going to work. It smells great on date nights. It just smells beautiful. It is playful. It is lovely. It's a little bit sophisticated. Cannot get enough. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but it is my favorite. So this is the Don Dada of the bunch. My favorite vanilla for spring, hands down. I think this was the same answer I gave last year. I literally think this was my favorite of last year as well. And am I just going to keep saying the same thing every year? Probably. Because unless something comes and overtakes it. Like I said, Vanilla 28 almost came for it. It almost did. This still won. We'll see where we are next year. Will this still be my favorite vanilla for spring? Maybe. Or maybe not. We shall see. Love this one. Would recommend it to anybody because it is vanilla, sticky, powdery perfection in a bottle. And it isn't crazy expensive. I love this one. If you're on the hunt for springtime fragrances, not just springtime vanillas, I will link at least one of my springtime fragrances video right above for you so you can check that out if you're looking for florals or something a little bit different. Maybe there's something there for you. Also, I did a video on the coquette aesthetic and all the fragrances I'd recommend to anybody who was trying to give coquette vibes. And I think all the fragrances from that video fit perfectly into the sort of springtime feels. So I will link that one as well because it was a long time ago, but I still think it is motherfucking relevant. Now, thank you for stopping by and checking out this video, spending a little bit of time with me. I really do appreciate it, y'all. I have like the next 15 videos planned. I'm about to run through a whole bunch of recommendation videos, hauls, all of the things that I want to share with you because I love talking fragrances. I love talking fragrances with you. I love having a conversation down in the comment section because y'all have some fantastic things to say every single time. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you come back for the next one. I hope you've already subscribed. Again, I'm Jeanique. Cover me in vanillas all day, every day. I cannot get enough. And if you can't as well, I hope this video put you on to a few you had not heard about before. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.
I wish I could stay, but the seasons are changing. It's cold. We're going through phases. I wish I could stay.